Hey guys, Gaming Off the Grid here. Welcome to our full review of Contra Rogue Corps. The game has finally arrived and we're here today to tell you the good, the bad, and let you know if Contra Rogue Corps is worth it. What are we drinking today?
Today we're drinking Golden Monkey by Victory Brewing Company. It's a Belgian-style triple ale.
Alright, you know the drill. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell icon so you never miss an upload. And sit back, relax, pour yourself a beer if you care to, and let's talk about Contra Rogue Corps.
Hey everybody, DiBiase, the $1 Million Man, and you're watching Gaming Off the Grid. Remember, everybody's got a price for the $1 Million Man.
Alright, here we go. We have been waiting for this game for a very long time, and we have spent a lot of time playing the game. So I feel like we've got a really good perspective on what is going on with Contra Rogue Corps. And at the core of this game, it is a little bit of a different perspective and a step in a new direction for the Contra franchise.
Yes, it is. Like, the camera perspectives are different. There's 4 characters you can choose from, and so it's very unique and it's very different, but I'm liking the way they are going with it.
Yeah, for sure. So gone are the days of the side-scrolling, two-dimensional Contra with this release, which they've done this before, sometimes good, sometimes not so good. The PS1 era games were pretty rough, but then like Nefarious West got us to try out Neo Contra, and that's a great game. So we're going into this game, and we went into this game with a completely open mind, and we really wanted to try it out, and we want to be able to offer you, the gamer, the retro gamer, the modern gamer, and everybody in between, a true gloves-off perspective, because we're pretty big Contra fans. So we're going to start off with the good, then we're going to talk about the bad, and then we're going to let you know our final review on Contra Rogue Corps. So let's start with the good.
First thing that comes to my mind is fun.
I think if you go into this game with an open-minded approach and it's just about gaming, you're going to have a great time with the game. It's single player, multiplayer, there's online game mode, so that is really cool, which draws me into the different game modes.
Oh, yes.
This has probably more depth, I would say, than all the Contra games that I can think of.
Yeah, this game offers so many different things you can do. Like, there's the regular campaign, then there's campaign online, then there's co-op, then there's like
PvP online,
PvP online, which that just in itself is badass. Those aren't really Contra-esque. They're kind of like mini games, but those are really fun.
The one that jumped out for me in the PvP component was almost like this. Hang on, bear with me here. It's like a soccer game, right? There are these 3 balls that are kind of like resemble an enemy that is in the main campaign, and you have however many people are on your teams, like red team versus blue team, and you have to drive that ball into the other opposing team's goal. Person with the most points wins. And it seemed really stupid, to be perfectly honest, but when I sat down and played it, it was kind of like Rocket League meets Contra.
It was, and it's cool because you have your guns and like the dash mechanic, which the dash mechanic is new in this Contra game, and that mechanic is cool. It gets you out of a pinch. It's really sweet.
So these game modes are all fun, but really what most people are going to care about is the core game, the campaign, level design, boss design, so on and so forth. And I feel like there is an element of this game that is also another layer we haven't seen much of in Contra's history, which is like an RPG and level up element, which adds a replayability to the campaign, I think, for multiple playthroughs.
Which, it's so crazy. So like, yeah, I've never seen this in a Contra game before. So you can pick 4 characters. There's Kaiser, then there's Miss Harakiri, then there's HB or Hungry Beast.
And that's the panda.
Yeah, and that's the panda. And a lot of people were like, why is there a freaking panda in this game? Because he's a badass. And then there's the gentleman, which is like this alien. So you have 4 characters to choose from. The girl, if you want to play as her, she's really fast. So if you're looking to speed run, you should probably play as her. We were mostly playing as Kaiser.
Yep.
He was our dude.
Very balanced.
Yeah, he's very balanced. And then the panda and the gentleman, they're just like kind of tanks and they're badasses. But the guys level up and then their guns level up, and then you can go in and add things to your guns to make them stronger. You can add stuff to your person, and by adding stuff, I mean literally, you go into surgery and you put like a new brain in or a new organ, and your guy gets stronger. Or if the surgery goes bad, he gets weaker. So it's kind of funny, but it's RPG-esque.
Yeah, for sure. And I think it's worth noting all these characters start with a different main weapon and a different sub weapon, and that is important. You can change them once you get going in the game, but it does change how they play at the beginning, at least from the launch point.
Yeah, so like some of the weapons I'm not a big fan of, but then I found out you can change them. So like if you like the way the lady plays, because she's fast, just put a different weapon on her and boom, you're in business.
Another thing that's very good about this game is pretty straightforward, but Contra is back.
Yes, it is
back. The franchise is back. We've been waiting a long time for a new Contra game, and it's really hard not to get jacked up. Now, this may not be the Contra that we were expecting or thought that it was going to be when we first heard the announcement, but Contra, the franchise, is alive. We have a new edition of the game.
A new edition of Contra, and if you're a Contra fan, why are you upset? We have a new Contra. Like, that is just badass in itself, so that's awesome.
And anybody that thinks that they lost their way with the direction of this game, you know, you're entitled to your opinion, but Nobuya Nakazato is involved with this game, and he was a part of the direction of this game. So the heartbeat and the soul of Contra since Alien Wars is still on board with this project. They did sprinkle in some nuggets of nostalgia, which I think is really, really cool. You can get your spread gun, your laser, things like that. They are timed, which has drawn some drawback, and there was some bad guys that kind of resemble old bad guys.
Yeah, there was like this one bad guy where it's like a mouth, and it reminded me a lot of Super Seed, like the mouths that come up, and it was like, well, I see what you did there.
Yeah, another thing I think that is very important for this game is the price point. It's $40. It's got a fairly low barrier of entry for a modern game, so that is really neat. Another aspect that I like, and I've heard a lot of negative things about, so let's talk about the overheating guns. So I think it adds a unique wrinkle to the game.
Yes.
What do you think?
I think at first it annoyed me because I can't just hold the trigger, but then you have to get used to the mechanics. You have two weapons, switch back and forth so it doesn't overheat. You have to watch the gauge. It actually makes you a better player instead of just running and spraying.
Yeah.
I know that is what Contra is, but you can upgrade your weapons. You can make it so your gun lasts longer. So it's all just part of the charm of the game, and I kind of like it because if your gun overheats, you're screwed.
You're dead in the water.
Yeah, you're dead in the water, but then the dash mechanic comes in and you can jump.
And if you time it right, kind of like you said, you watch that meter right as it's about ready to fill up, you switch over to your sub weapon and then do rinse and repeat.
Rinse and repeat, and then you don't have to worry about it. It adds a little bit of charm and some, like, you gotta kind of expert the mechanics.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think those things are all great. And the last thing that I want to mention is there's supposed to be some free DLC. So we aren't going to get microtransaction to death. Now, this is a wait and see thing. We're going on Konami's word here, but free DLC, and there's even rumors that Bill and Lance are going to get a little piece of the action.
Yes, Bill and Lance. So, like, the 4 characters in this game are new characters.
Yep.
Can you imagine Bill and Lance coming to this? So that they said, like, the rumors of the free DLC, there's going to be, you know, new maps, new campaign stories. Bill and Ted. I meant Bill and Lance.
Excellent!
But that's so cool that they're doing that, because in this modern day of gaming, everything is microtransaction, and it sucks. So this game not only is cheap, $40, but all the DLC is going to be free, supposedly, so that's awesome.
All right, so there you have it. There is the good. Now we are going to talk about the bad. This game does have some elements. It is far from perfect, folks. That is for sure. First thing that jumps out to me that I think I really need to get off my chest is I really feel like they didn't go as far as they should have with the soundtrack.
Oh yeah, the music does seem a little
buried and lackluster.
Yeah, because it's mostly the audio that they push in this game is like these sound effects and like the explosion stuff, but like the background music is just kind of just soft.
Yeah,
and doesn't.
There's some
weird.
elements where they bring in, you know, like some of the older Contra music a little bit, but I just really feel like a driving, pumping metal soundtrack to a run and gun game would have been so cool, and it would have taken the aesthetic and the charm of this game through the roof. So the sound could have used some work, some more attention to detail, in my humble opinion.
Now I want to bring up one thing that's very important to us, and that is couch co-op. This game does offer 4-player couch co-op. Yep. But here's when it gets tricky. So not only do you have to unlock it, you have to play like 5 or 6 levels to even unlock couch co-op. Then when you play it, anything you get in couch co-op mode all goes to player 1. So it's not like, oh, let's sit down and you be this character, I be this character, let's level up together. I mean, online that's different.
Yeah.
But couch co-op, it's kind of weird. So it kind of sucks.
Yeah, I wish you could go through the normal campaign, level up the characters. Now, with that being said, couch co-op is a good time. We live streamed it, and it's a lot of fun, but it just leaves you kind of like, man, I wish I could do this couch co-op.
Yeah, and it doesn't like save. It only saves for that first player. So like the other people you're playing with, they're like, man, I feel like I didn't really do anything. And also, like, it's just side quests. It's no
Doesn't go to that
campaign.
core
Yeah,
mission.
it's just, but it is fun. The co-op aspect is really
Absolutely.
fun. So,
and one thing that's really annoying to the game, in my opinion, also, is you can't pause. So you can like hit the menu button.
you can pause, but the game keeps going.
Yeah, so it's odd. So that's a little bit of an issue. And then the last thing, and this is more of a wish, but go back to Contra and Super C. Hell, even Alien Wars. you had perspective levels, right? So it was a side-scrolling game, but those games introduced like a 3D element, right? Or an isometric view into those games. I really think they could have done a better job of reeling in the retro Contra fan by sprinkling in two-dimensional levels into this game.
So kind of reverse what they did.
Reverse what they did in Contra and Super C. So you beat level 1 and 2, and then maybe level 3 is this little bonus level, but it's a side-scrolling.
Oh, that would have been sweet.
I think you still could have used a lot of these mechanics involved
and
with
like
that.
you keep all the graphics and stuff.
Yes. I think that would have went a long way to stitching the history together, which this game is fun, but I worry that very retro Contra fan, can I peel a guy off his couch in '88 and have him enjoy this game? I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough. If you just hand it to him and don't tell him what it is, he'll probably have fun with it. But if you put the Contra name on it, I know people are really upset about that.
I mean, it's hard to say it's a bad part of the game because it's my own,
and it's not even.
It's in my own imagination, but I really do feel that way. So, all right, we're gonna talk about this beer, and then we are gonna offer the final verdict on Contra Rogue Corps. What do you think of this brew by Victory? It's the Golden Monkey.
This is a really enjoyable Belgian triple. It's a very simple Belgian triple, I would say. It's an easy drinker. I just wish there was more flavor, and I wish the flavor would linger longer.
I think it's closer, at least to my mouthfeel, to a Hefeweizen than a triple. So anyway, that's my 2 cents. I think it's a good brew. We've had a couple beers by Victory. I do like this, but it is definitely, for where the bar is set for Belgian triples.
Yeah, like if you were to hand this to me and I didn't know what it was, I would say this is not a Belgian triple.
Yeah,
it's enjoyable.
If you're into Belgian beers, I think you'd like it.
It's an easy drinker. It's got that good, fruit, banana, yeast flavor coming through, so that's really tasty.
All right, final verdict, Contra Rogue Corps. This game is far from perfect. This is not going to be a Game of the Year candidate, I don't believe, but come on, folks, Contra is back,
baby.
So that is the silver lining here. Does Contra Rogue Corps belong in the pantheon of Contra legends? You know what? Probably not. But I do think it's worth the price of admission. It gets you in the door of the pantheon, right? And this is Contra returning.
Yes.
That can never be a bad thing. This franchise, was almost dead, right? It's a new entry in the franchise. There is fun to be had. Again, this game I don't think is going to go down as a legend, but it's a serviceable, fun, twin-stick shooter that has couch co-op elements and many other layers. Is it a day one purchase? It's $40.
Yeah,
if you like Contra, if you like couch co-op games,
twin stick shooters,
I think you should pick this up. I really think people should give it a chance. If you
really give it a chance. Open mind.
I've been surprised with how much fun we've had with it and how much negative press this game has had. So again, we're not over here giving this game a 10 out of 10, but man, I think it's a solid, fun 7.
Yeah, it's really fun. Really good game, and I'm blown away by all the stuff you can do. It's insane. Like, the co-op, the single player, the campaign, the RPG element, it's just, they put so much into this game. And I feel like you could play this game forever and still not do everything and not upgrade your character as much as you want to. You can return to this game a lot.
Yeah, a lot of replayability. So we're excited. We're going to get back to playing Contra Rogue Corps. In the comment section below, here's the rub. We're going to be giving away a copy of Contra Rogue Corps on the Xbox One. All you have to do is let us know what are your thoughts of Contra Rogue Corps, and then what is your favorite Contra game of all time.
Yes.
That's it. In the comment section below, and you'll be entered to win a copy of Contra Rogue Corps on the Xbox One. You know the drill. We always appreciate you tuning in and subscribing to the channel. Keep gaming, keep drinking. We'll see you next time, right here on Gaming Off the Grid. So here we are, top secret mission to Seattle. But first, we have to go to Denver.
Yes, layover in Denver. You know what that means. Mile High Club.
Denver was full of shit.
Speaking of shit, we're right by the bathroom.
Yeah, this might be a bad situation. Unless we have to take a shit. Then
it's a great situation.
We're in a good spot.
I'm just ready to fart all night.
Yeah. Let's come out of the bathroom. It's a little tighter than I would prefer, but it got the job done.